Princess Silly here with another Transgirl CNC where we talk about comics, cartoons, and other awesome nerd shit. So, as you might have noticed, or maybe you didn't notice, but I'm sure am noticing, we are using a different camera because I got a new phone. The other one was kind of dying, so here we are, and we're going to get used to it because the camera's completely on a different side. It's taking my lighting into some kind of weird effects and weird stuff. So, we're bouncing around, we're trying different things. So if my eyes look a little off focus, it's because I'm not used to looking over this way. Whew. So with that out of the way, there's another word of announcement. We are changing the name of the channel. I'm basically tired of fighting with the algorithm and the way it suppresses my channel because of the name. Like, I understand my content probably isn't very popular anyway and will never be very popular, but at least I can stop fighting the algorithm. We're going to be under the new header of Fire Princess Reviews because I'm Fire Princess Lily. That's the whole thing. So Fire Princess Reviews is going to be the same content that you've already seen on the channel. Reviews about comic books, reviews about cartoons, anime, manga, movies. Well, we haven't really done a lot of movie reviews, but we're going to start getting into those. So look forward to that. I certainly am looking forward to that. And so with all that houseware out of the way, house items out of the way, let's talk about the comic for this week. We're talking this week about Misfit City from Boombox Studios. Yes, another Boombox Studios comic. I like them. They do good work. Like, this is the second one in a row if you count Go-Go Power Rangers, and I guess I do. So, by the same people, Boom Studios. So what is Misfit City? Let's talk about it. Misfit City is basically an homage to the Goonies. It totally is. It takes place in Oregon, talks about Tillamook, like it is perfectly about the Goonies. Like, or at least the town where the Goonies were shot. It's not actually taking place in Astoria, Oregon, where the Goonies were actually shot. Some trivia for you. If you didn't know that already, you should know that. It's old trivia. But if you didn't, now you know. Goonies shot in Astoria, Oregon, and some other parts, Cannon Beach, for example. But it is shot in, but this comic takes place in a town called Cannon Cove. Anyway, and Cannon Cove, Oregon. And it's about 5 friends who basically try to discover the treasure of Black Mary, a pirate who basically was really super cool, female pirate. Did a lot of badass, awesome shit. I would tell you all about that, but I want you to read this comic. Now, this comic did end in, I want to say, November, but you can pick up a graphic novel of all the volumes and read it for yourself. I highly suggest you do that because collecting the single issues now would be a little hard. So why am I reviewing this so late? Just because it's a fun comic and you deserve to hear about it, so that's why we're doing it. So there you go. Deal with it, folks. I say that a lot. So 5 friends whose names kind of mostly escape me. You have Marcy, who people call Mace. You have Karma. You have Jen, and 2 other people who they're all great. I like them. I just can't remember them, which I guess is a part of the problem of the comic, like the comic itself and the overall plot. And basically, it's homage to the fact of the Goonies, so that's all great. The problem is that some of the characters are a little forgettable, like I said. And the characters that I've mentioned, they're not even my favorite characters. Not particularly. But they're the ones I can remember, because I guess their names are just kind of more interesting to remember. So, yeah. So the story is basically about these girls, these 5 girls, high school girls, who live in the town where the Gloomies, basically the Goonies mock-up name, was filmed. And dealing with basically the tourists that come through and just all that fun stuff that comes with tourists when you live in a touristy trap kind of town. Like, for any of my viewers who happen to live anywhere where a movie was shot, you probably get people who come through all the time and look for basically stuff from the movie. Like, I work personally in one of the towns where Twilight was shot. And let me tell you, they absolutely buy into the whole Twilight thing. It's like a Twilight film location. Why? Because people come for it. And, that's the thing. So it's a part of commerce. But it really does negatively impact the locals who just kind of live there, who don't take a part of the commerce so much. And that's basically where these teens are, is they're dealing with these out-of-towners coming in, being jerks about where they live and only caring about, filming locations and film sets and, any props that they can find. And they treat the town like garbage, and it's not, not fun. Not cool. At all. But just like in the movie, The Goonies, an old captain dies and leaves a treasure chest to the museum where one of the girls works. And in that treasure chest, they find the map, and then they decide to take an adventure. Unlike the movie, well, or kind of like the movie, everything sort of goes wrong. Like, they try to figure out, how to get to the cave, and it takes forever. Some of the girls don't even want to go on the trip because they feel that they're too old to be having adventures. They have also other things in their own lives that they're trying to, get through. Like, one of the girls, her mother is hounding her about her SATs and how they're coming up and getting into college. Another one of the girls is a part of a 2-person band with her brother, and they've got a gig coming up, and that's super important to her, of course. So it's a lot of reluctant heroism. That's the reluctant hero story with these 5 girls, where some of them are like, hey, we really want to do this, we really want to be a part of this, we really want to go out and, find this treasure, and it's going to be so freaking cool. And some of them are like, well, yeah, sure, it would be, but we don't know that the treasure necessarily exists, and if it does, it's probably all trapped or whatever, and, we're not about this. Meanwhile, there are 2 shady characters also looking for the treasure map and the treasure for their own reasons. Not necessarily bad reasons, not necessarily good reasons. They have somebody that they need to pay off. Like, this lighting is killing me, but it's what it is. We'll figure it out. New camera, so we're still figuring it out. So, 2 shady figures who claim to be the niece and nephew of the dead captain are basically hanging around trying to find the treasure map because they believe the treasure exists, and they've got a loan shark or a mob shark or some kind of shark to pay off, and because they took out a loan. So I guess it's a loan shark. Or they'll be killed. So they've got their own reasons for doing it. There's another character who was friends with the captain who wants a treasure map for his own weird things. Like, he's supposed to get some excavation equipment in exchange for the deeds to the captain's house. Like, so there are definitely Goonies elements. Like I said, it's a big homage to the Goonies. And basically, it's a pretty cool trip. I want to say that other than the characters being kind of forgettable in their own ways, it does have a bit of a problem of the ending. Kind of wrapped up super neat, but sort of the ending of the Goonies movie. So, there you go. That is what it is. It's supposed to be a happy ending. It kind of ends on sort of a mystery a little bit, but not enough of a mystery, I guess, to get more comics published. As it turns out, Pirate Black Mary, she was super cool and awesome, and she possesses one of the characters and possesses another one of the characters. Yeah, but definitely give it a read. It's good. I would definitely buy it again if I had to, because I do like it. I don't want you to walk away from this video thinking, I can take it or leave it. No, it was really fun. It's a fun read. It's an interesting story, and it's doing its best to pay its respects to the source material, which is the Goonies. The The only other thing about this particular comic, and other comics, I guess, that kind of off-puts me a little bit, is the one queer character per group. Like, they have one gay friend. That's it. And being queer myself, I only really have gay friends, or queer friends in general, so I don't know why writers or of any media seem to think that queer people hang around like a big group of straight people and they're like the one token queer. But it's a little annoying, but not so much so that I'm not gonna, pick up something and read it if it's good. So yeah, that's Misfit City. Really fun. Pick it up. It's in a trade paperback. Boombox Studios. You're either gonna like it or you're not, and I guess that's the same thing you could say about any form of media that you pick up. You either like it or you don't. And I think more people are gonna like this than they're not, because everybody likes the Goonies. Goonies never say die. And that's it. So what are we going to talk about next time? Whew, big question. Big question. We'll find out. I'm sure I got something good. I know I got something good. I got a lot of comics to talk about. But maybe we'll talk about a neat cartoon. I still haven't talked about OKKO. There's a lot that's been going on with that too. But we'll find out when we come back later this week to find out what that's about. But until next time, I'm Fire Princess Lily. Love comics, love cartoons, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.